Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Once again, it's time to do some legendary crafting because I am a very slow learner, and today we are going after Excavator Power Armor. What I'm specifically looking for is a set of weapon weight reduction armor. Now, normally this character runs with Union, but lately Union's had some issues. It's had issues with not being craftable. I already do have a set that I like, but if something were to happen, say I lost my helmet, say I scrapped it by mistake, which is very easy to do, I would not be able to replace it. And this is the second time that that's happened where Union, for a long stretch of time, has not been craftable. So for me, I decided I want to have a backup set just in case. In fact, I may switch away from it altogether, just because having an armor like that, it's kind of a bad situation, especially if you're one of those people that did scrap your helmet. I know that's happened to a lot of people. So I've actually crafted a whole bunch. I've crafted 5 of everything, 5 arms, 5 legs, right and left. The only thing I don't have a bunch of is torsos, and that is because I happen to have a jetpack excavator torso. Now, this is not something you can craft currently. This was something that was available, I think it's been a couple of years at this point, and it was available for a very short period of time where you could actually put a jetpack on an excavator torso. So I crafted one just in case. And it's been sitting in my stash ever since, so now it's time to put that to use, but that means I can't roll a whole bunch. I can just roll this one over and over again. So the way I go after power armor is I like weapon weight as my main, that's what I focus on, because I like to be able to area loot on this character. So I'm at eviction notice, something like that. I want to be able to area loot and not be over encumbered. So for me, it has to be weapon weight, otherwise I'm not going to use it. And then I kind of go up from there. Then the second star, I'm looking for things like AP refresh, poison resistance, fire resistance, stuff like that. And then the first star is the least important, but obviously a mix of enemy resistances. I do play full health, so a mix of energy or enemy reductions rather, like mutant slayers, troubleshooters, stuff like that, or even overeaters. That's actually a good one. But weapon weight, basically it's weapon weight or nothing. So let's get right into it. Let's just craft this torso. Now, I don't know how much I'm going to spend. I have a lot of modules, 400 and something, so I don't really have a plan of how many I'm going to spend, but let's just get to it. So right out of the gate, 464 modules. So I'm guessing I'll spend at least 100, probably more, but we'll see how it goes. So let's see what the first roll on this torso happens to be. So we have bolstering with charisma and ammo weight reduction. Well, I do run... My mind went blank. I do run both bandolier and batteries included, so I don't really need ammo weight reduction. +1 charisma, not super helpful on power armor, and bolstering. I don't need anything that gives me extra resistance. I want damage reductions, and even that is optional. There's a helmet. It'd be nice to be able to do legendary helmets. That'd be fun. But let's do a left arm now, and we are going to start off with Chameleon. +1 luck and weapon weight. Okay, we got weapon weight right out of the gate, so that's pretty good, but the other 2 stars kind of suck. +1 luck, I'm not using VATS, so luck isn't going to do anything for me, and I don't sneak. This is not I'm not wearing power armor so I can sneak. I'm wearing power armor so I can stomp around and make lots of noise. So this is basically a 1 star, but it is the 1 star I want. So we'll roll other pieces, but this one is definitely one I can hold on to if I don't improve. All right, we did left arm. Let's do a left leg. Let's see, we have Exterminators, +1 strength, and +5% effectiveness of Stimpaks, Radaway, and Radex. +1 strength, I mean, that's actually okay because it can increase our carry weight. Damage from Mirelurks and Bugs, that's fine. Part of a mix and match set of enemy reductions. That 3rd star, though, it's not weapon weight, and it's not a star that I want anyway, so this is not a piece that I'm going to be using. Time for a right arm, and we have bolstering with +1 luck and chance to reduce damage while sprinting. Okay, bolstering, I'm just never using that. +1 luck, I'm not a VATS character. And that 3rd star, it's not weapon weight, and it's not really an effect I care about anyway. Now it's right leg time. Ghoul Slayers, +1 endurance, and less damage taken while blocking. Well, I never block. I mean, I'm not a melee character anyway, so that's never going to do anything. +1 endurance, a little bit of extra health, but not really significant. Less damage from ghouls. It's fine as part of a mix and match set, but ghouls really aren't going to do much to you if you're wearing power armor, so this is not one that I want. All right, it's time to take another shot on this torso. Hope for something better than just all of this. And we have Ghoul Slayers with +1 intelligence, and food, drink, and chem weight is reduced by 20%. So I do run through Hiker maxed out, so that 3rd star is going to do nothing for us. +1 intelligence is fine if you care about leveling, which I actually don't on this character. And less damage from ghouls, part of a mix and match, but overall this is just kind of nothing. All right, another left arm. Since the first one we got was the chameleon one, it did have weapon weight, but yeah, we want something better than that. We have auto stim with poison resist and ammo weight reduction. So auto stim, I actually do run Born Survivor on this character, so auto stim isn't really helpful at all. I do like poison resist, especially since I don't tend to run funky duds. So poison resist can actually be helpful. Ammo weight reduction though, it's not going to help us at all since we already have perks that take care of that. Time for another left leg, and we have Aristocrats with +1 agility and chance to reduce damage while sprinting. Okay, Aristocrats, that's another effect I have no interest in on Power Armor. Power Armor just gives you such a massive damage reduction, along with already good damage resistance, that something that adds extra resistance is completely pointless on Power Armor. +1 agility, not really helpful in this case. I mean, the only special I'd really be interested in strength, and even then, I'd rather have other things. And damage reduction while sprinting, you know, it's not weapon weight, so I don't want it. All right, time for another right arm, and we've got exterminators with, what do we have? Less disease chance and more effective with stim packs. Okay, exterminators, basically anything that's enemy specific on the armor pieces is fine because I can use this as part of a mix set. Less disease chance, I'm not a fan of that. There's no way to know if it's actually working or not. So that's not something I really ever want. And more effective with stim packs right away in Rad-X. I'm not really healing all that much. I tend to run vampire weapons on this character actually, so I don't use a lot of stim packs. So overall, this is not a useful piece. All right, time for a right leg, and we've got Mutant Slayers with +1 strength and chance to deal poison damage to melee attackers. I actually like Mutant Slayers a lot. Super Mutants are some of the more dangerous enemies, especially if you're at eviction notice. Those fire starters can hit really hard, so anything that reduces their damage is a good thing. +1 strength, about the only special I would be okay with because it will give us a little bit of extra carry weight, but that third star is not weapon weight reduction, so we are moving on. All right, so far the torso rolls have, well, pretty much everything's been a swing and a miss, but torso rolls have been really bad. So let's see what we can do this time around. Auto stim with cryo resist and chance to deal poison to melee attackers. Okay, cryo resist. There's not really much of the way of cryo damage in this game. I mean, there are enemies that use cryo that can freeze you and slow you down, but this doesn't protect you against that. So cryo resist I don't find to be terribly useful. I use Born Survivor, so auto stim isn't super useful either, and that third star is not weapon weight reduction. Another left arm coming up, and this one is Hunters with AP regen and chance to deal cryo damage to melee attackers. AP regen, that's a good star. That's one I would be interested in. Hunters, part of a mixed set, that could be okay. But chance to deal cryo damage to an enemy or melee attacker, it's not weapon weight reduction, so we are moving on. All right, next up we've got a left leg. So let's see what we can do with this one. Exterminators with radiation resistance and chance to reduce damage while sprinting. First star is fine. That second star, you get so much, you get a 90% radiation reduction from power armor, so an extra 25 resistance isn't that great. Plus you do get resistance from the power armor itself. So an extra 25 is not something you notice. Plus I'm full health and I run what rads? So between all that, an extra 25 is gonna be pretty meaningless. And that third star, chance to reduce damage while sprinting, it's not weapon weight reduction, so on we go. All right, now we have another right arm, and it is Nocturnal with disease resist and more effective stim packs. So Nocturnal, a couple of problems with Nocturnal. Number one, it only works some of the time, so I'm not interested in that for that reason, but it also gives me extra resistance, which I just don't need extra resistance with power armor, so that first star for me is completely useless. Disease resist, I never know if this is working, so I'm not interested in that either. And that third star, I don't use that many stim packs, so having something that gives me an extra 5% for something I don't use that often isn't that helpful. Yeah, so far I've only got one weapon weight piece, and it was a terrible piece too. So this is not going very well, at least not yet. So we've got another right leg, and that is Aristocrats with hunger and thirst growing slower and chance to reduce damage while not moving. So Aristocrats, another thing that adds resistance on power armor, that's not useful at all. Hunger and thirst grow slower. I actually use perfect bubblegum on this character, so hunger and thirst moving isn't really a thing. And chance to reduce damage while not moving. So that's if you're standing still. That's fine, except I'm not using that because I want weapon weight reduction. Time for another go around with this torso. Let's just get something interesting here. How about regenerating with, let's see, reduced disease chance from environmental hazards and radiation recovery. Radiation recovery is fine, but I have what rads, and that heals me for 6 per second, so this is not going to be all that noticeable. Regenerating is fine. Take a little damage, and then when you're done with combat, you just kind of heal up slowly, so that's okay. I don't actually mind that at all. Reduced disease chance, I never know if it's working, so it's not something I ever want. But this is not a weapon weight piece. But this is still probably the best one we've got on a torso so far. Time for another left arm. This one is Ghoul Slayers with AP Regen and Food, Drink, and Chem Weight Reduction. It's the wrong kind of weight reduction. AP Regen is good though, and Ghoul Slayers could be part of a mixed set. So if that third star was weapon weight, this would definitely be a keeper, but it isn't, so it's not. Now it's left leg time again, and we've got Zealots with Poison Resist and chance to reduce damage while sprinting. Poison Resist, one of my favorite second stars. Reduce damage from Scorched. There's a lot of Scorched in this game, so having that as part of a mix set is a good thing. However, that third star, chance to reduce damage while sprinting, isn't that great. I want weapon weight reduction. And we've got a right arm this time, and it is Chameleon. Less explosion damage and chance to deal energy damage to melee attackers. Well, Chameleon, I'm never sneaking, so that's basically no star on the first star. Less explosion damage, that's actually a pretty decent second star, so I don't mind that at all. But that third star, you know what I'm after, and that isn't it. And another right leg, we've got Mutant Slayers with, let's see, Hunger and Thirst grow slower, and Sweet Spot of, increase the sweet spot while picking locks. So I do run Master Infiltrator rank 3, or rank 4, whatever. Maximum rank Master Infiltrator, so everything is just a button click to open locks, so that third star is not going to help. Perfect Bubblegum makes that second star useless. That first star is great. I like Mutant Slayers a lot, but other than that, this is not what I'm going for. All right, another go round with the torso. Let's see what we can do. Auto Stim, Hunger and Thirst grow slower, and chance to deal damage to melee attackers. Oh man, so far we got one weapon weight reduction piece out of all these. It's not going well. So Hunger and Thirst, Perfect Bubblegum negates that. Auto Stim, Born Survivor negates that, and that third star is not what I want. All right, so it looks like we're down to the last limbs that haven't been rolled yet, so we have one more round of that before we have to start re-rolling things. So here we go, left arm. Exterminators, +1 intelligence, effectiveness of Radaway. +1 intelligence is good for leveling, which is something I don't really care about, but that first star, part of a mixed set is good. Third star, not weapon weight, don't care. Left leg, we've got regenerating with +1 endurance and radiation recovery. +1 endurance is a little bit of extra health, but not really necessary with power armor. Regenerating, talked about that before, I'm fine with that. Third star though, we know what we want, and that is not what we want. Got a right arm, the last unrolled right arm. And we've got radiation resistance, chance to deal damage to melee attackers, and damage resist from, or less damage from ghouls. Third star isn't what we want. Second star is something we're going to notice, and that first star is fine. But other than that, we are moving on. And the last unrolled piece that I have is a right leg, and it is going to be break slower, +1 perception, damage from Scorch. Okay, so less damage from Scorch. I do like that as an effect, just because there's so many Scorch. +1 perception, I don't do VATs, so perception really does nothing for this character. Break slower, power armor breaks incredibly slow, so I don't really want an effect that, it's help that I don't need. So when I started, I said I didn't have a plan, and I don't know how many rolls I'm going to do. What I can say is I'm not going to go through every single one of my modules trying to get another piece, but we are going to keep rolling for a bit. We've done 100 modules so far, we've got one weapon weight piece, and it's not even a very good one, so we're just going to go through it all again. So we've got a torso still that needs something good, and we've got Assassins, less explosion damage, and food, drink, and chem weight reduction. So Assassins is not the best. I mean, as part of a mix set, it's fine. Human enemies they don't do a ton, but it's still fine to have a piece of that. Less explosion damage, I'm okay with that. The third star, I want weight reduction, but not from food. All right, here's a left arm. Let's re-roll this Exterminator's left arm and turn it into something that we're looking for. And that is not it. Bolstering, I don't want bolstering on power armor ever. I don't need extra help when picking locks. Fire resist is fine, but other than that, this is not what we're hunting for. Wow, we are just missing all over the place. All right, we're going to re-roll this Exterminator. Seems like I got a lot of Exterminator stuff. So let's re-roll this Exterminator's piece. And we have Nocturnal. Less damage taken while blocking and reduced disease chance. Talked about all of these. This doesn't work on any level at all. All right, so we've got this right arm we're gonna reroll. It's Chameleon, and yeah, it's terrible. So let's make it into something not terrible. Regenerating with disease chance and food, drink, and chem weight reduction. So yeah, I've talked about all these. Regenerating I'm okay with. The other ones really aren't helpful. So far our luck is, it's kind of typical for my luck actually. All right, let's reroll this Zealot's right leg, turn it into something else. Vanguards with cryo resist and chance to reduce damage while not moving. Vanguards, we haven't had, I think that's the first time we've seen Vanguards today. Vanguards, that's not a good effect. I don't like Vanguards at all. Not just on power armor, I just don't like it at all. So power armor, extra resistance, we just don't need it. Cryo resist, I don't find cryo resist to be useful at all, really. Maybe in PvP, I think it could be useful depending on what you're doing there, but yeah. And the last star is not weapon weight reduction. All right, here we go, torso. I think this is roll number 7 on the torso. So let's see what happens this time. We have Chameleon with poison resist and increased sweet spot while picking locks. I do like poison resist. Chameleon does absolutely nothing for us since we never sneak, and lock picking, that is not gonna help either. Let's reroll this auto stem left arm. We have Ghoul Slayers with, lock picking help and charisma. That's pretty much that's a trifecta of uselessness. So charisma, I mean, when you're buying and selling, I guess it helps a little bit. Caps aren't really a thing though. Not something I worry too much about. So this is, still disappointing. Let's reroll this nocturnal left leg, turn it into something else. And we've got mutants, excavator. Okay, mutants, +1 charisma, radiation recovery. Mutants is extra damage resistance, so I have no interest in that. Same goes for charisma, and same goes for radiation recovery. All right, let's get rid of bolstering on this right arm. We've got radiation resistance, less damage from scorched, and chance to reduce damage while sprinting. Yeah, extra rad resistance, don't care about that. Scorched is fine, or zealots is fine. But that third star, weapon weight is just, I don't know what happened. All the weapon weight pieces are hidden somewhere. All right, we are re-rolling this aristocrat's right leg. And we have overeaters, which is a good effect. I think that's the first time we've seen overeaters too. So weapon weight is not the only rare effect. So +1 perception and radiation recovery. Overeaters, I mean, that's good. That's reduced damage from just everything. So that's obviously a great effect. +1 perception, not helpful. We don't use VATS. And that third star, well, you know what we want. It's crazy. We got weapon weight on our second roll, right? The very first limb we rolled, we got weapon weight, and then it's been just nothing ever since. So kind of crazy. We had high hopes starting out, and yeah, so now we're on to the torso again. I think this is roll number 8, I think, if my counting is correct, and so far the pieces have been terrible. Vanguards, +1 luck, food, drink, and chem weight. Okay, Vanguards, terrible, terrible, terrible on power armor for sure. +1 luck, not useful, and that third star, wrong kind of weight reduction. Rerolling this bolstering left arm, and now we have Ghoul Slayers with poison resist and chance to deal damage to melee attackers. Poison resist is good, ghouls is fine. Third star, well, you know. Let's reroll this regenerating left leg. And okay, I love when it does that. It just gives you the same thing. Okay, so now it's regenerating with healing or with intelligence and chance to reduce damage while sprinting. Well, it wasn't good before and it's not good now. So now we have a Ghoul Slayer's right arm, and now we have an Assassin's right arm with fire resistance and chance to reduce damage while not moving. Fire resist, I like that. Assassins is fine. I mean, I don't want more than one piece of Assassins, but that third star, oh, the hunt continues. Ghoul Slayer's right leg, we are turning into something else. At least hopefully we're turning it into something else. We have Exterminators with +1 agility and chance to deal fire damage to melee attackers. Exterminators is fine, +1 agility, I don't care about. Third star is not weapon weight reduction. I'm starting to think maybe it's 1 per server, 1 weapon weight reduction piece per server. So I am glad that I still have my union set with weapon weight reduction, because this is not going well at all. So this is roll number 9 on the torso, if my count is correct. And we've got Ghoul Slayers. Ooh, well, I saw weight reduction, got excited. Then I saw ammo and I stopped being excited. So Ghoul Slayers is fine. Intelligence, don't care. Ammo weight reduction, I don't need. We are re-rolling this Ghoul Slayer's left arm. Vanguards, +1 strength and chance to deal crowd damage. Vanguards sucks on power armor. +1 strength. Again, it's like 5 extra carry weight. Other than that, that third star is not the one we want. Re-rolling the regenerating left leg. into something worse. Okay, bolstering, +1 endurance, food, drink, and chem weight. Bolstering, terrible on power armor. +1 endurance, don't really need that. Third one, wrong kind of weight reduction. Assassin's right arm is going away and will be replaced by a troubleshooter's right arm with radiation resistance, extra sweet spot while picking locks. Troubleshooters, that's a good effect. In fact, I think that's the first time we've seen troubleshooters today. So, wow, that's a lot of rolling without seeing that. So we have troubleshooters. Robots can do a lot of damage. It's negated a little bit. I do have electric absorption, so if they're using energy weapons, that will actually heal me. But still, robots can be dangerous, so that's a good effect. Radiation resistance on power armor, just extra doesn't, you really don't need it. And that 3rd star, I don't need it either. Let's get rid of this right leg. And, yeah, okay, replace it with something that's not any better. Aristocrats, don't need that. +1 intelligence, don't need that. And don't need the 3rd star either. So this is 3 stars of a miss. So this is try number 10 on the torso. I think this is going to be my last go-round, my last round of rolls. So for the torso, we've got Chameleon. Oh, that's terrible. +1 luck, that's also terrible. And that 3rd star, wow, it just terrible all the way around. Let's re-roll this Ghoul Slayer's left arm. We've got Vanguards with Rad Resist and Stimpaks and just next. Zealot's left leg, we're changing that out. Bolstering, +1 luck. I think things are getting worse. Like, I actually think my rolls are getting worse. So, yeah, +1 luck, and yeah, I have nothing else to say about this one. Exterminator's right arm, we are re-rolling that one. Yep, bolstering, less explosion damage, and food, drink, and chem weight reduction. So, yeah, let's just go on to the right leg. Exterminator's right leg. Let's re-roll this one, and auto stim, fire resist, and reduce damage while not moving. Well, I do like fire resist. So this is the part where I give up. I had 200 modules that I went through, and I got 1 piece with weapon weight reduction. So that's pretty terrible, actually. Luckily, I still have my Union set to use, and I will just keep re-rolling Excavator from time to time, but not today. I've had enough. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit one of the buttons, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.